parties have children.
Yep.
Parties live in the Atlanta metro area, and one of the parties decides to relocate.
Tough cases.
Those are really tough cases.
Yeah.
Talk to me about them.
Well,
Why
they
are
are.
they tough?
I'm sorry. They are referred to in our trade or business as relocation cases. They're tough because people relocate for a number of reasons. It's not just one reason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Some are good reasons.
Right. Some are good reasons. Some are not so good. Years ago, I represented a fellow, and his wife wanted to relocate from Atlanta because his ex-wife, excuse me. So they were divorced and they both shared custody,
Mm-hmm.
and they lived in Atlanta. And she wanted to relocate. I think it was to Ohio or Kentucky because she had reconnected with an old high school boyfriend, and she wanted to take. I think it was 2 or 3 children that they had together with her, and relocate. And that's a tough case because the father, the ex-husband, the father says, "Hey, I'm used to seeing the kids every other weekend or even more than that, and now I'm only going to see them a few times a year because you want to go reconnect with an old boyfriend, 4 states away." That is a particular type of relocation case. It's tough. And it's different than, say, somebody who's in the military and is transferred, or somebody who works for a large corporation and is sent from Atlanta to Seattle or something like that. Now,
where they don't have a choice in the matter.
Or less choice. So now you are a guardian ad litem,
Yeah.
which I am not. Now, and that's a topic for a whole different series of videos, what a guardian is and all that. But a guardian, in a nutshell, is an evaluator who makes a custody recommendation to a judge. So as a guardian, Patty, how would you look at the first example, the lady who wants to move with her children to reconnect with her old flame versus the lady who gets transferred from Atlanta to Seattle? How would those be different to you?
Well, the reasons do kind of play into the investigation and the recommendation. It does
Okay.
play into the factors that we look at when we're talking about child custody and what's in the best interest of the children. But you can't stop there, right? It's just one factor in many. So you look at, again, you look at the best interest of the children, and you look at all the factors, in a custody modification regarding the children, and what's best for the children. So just the reason for the relocation in and of itself, is not dispositive.
I think I understand. So what you're saying is, if I oppose my ex-wife moving 5 states away to reconnect with her flame, that might make me angry, but you're saying that there may be more factors to consider than just her reason for leaving in determining where the children should be.
Right. I mean,
because the children have to be with one parent or the other.
They do, okay. Right? And let me give you an example. Let's take that example where, the mom is moving to, link up with her old high school flame.
Right.
And it's not a great reason for moving.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say in this scenario, let's say that mom's the primary parent, and mom has always been the primary parent. And let's say dad is, a weekend parent. I say weekend parent, I mean barely exercising his parenting time,
Sure.
Not an involved parent, and not involved in not just his parenting time, but not involved in the school, not involved in their activities. Really an absentee parent.
Okay.
So you're really kind of putting more meat on that skeleton. And if mom's the primary parent, while her reasons for moving aren't necessarily great, that may not override the fact that mom is the primary parent and the children should, continue to be with her versus changing custody to dad. So you really have to look at the totality of the circumstances. But relocation cases are very hard, and particularly what makes them hard is that in a lot of these cases you have 2 very involved parents. And in a lot of these cases you have a very meritorious reason for moving, be it relocating with the military or with a job, or better opportunities for one parent or the other, which potentially also leads to better opportunities for the children. Right. And you're right, the children have to live one place or another. I mean, you can't do a 50-50 schedule between Georgia and Ohio. It just doesn't work. Right. So the cases do become very difficult and very challenging.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that.
Listen, if you have questions and you've got a relocation case, please call us at Shewmaker Lewis. We'd be happy to talk to you.